We are going to livecast today. We're in for a treat. We have two TCC finalists. We have the champion of the night bracket and the champion of the mangonel bracket, and Auriko versus Megafish. I think the draft has just started, and I'm so excited. We're playing, of course, on the hybrid map pool of the TCC Specialist Cup tournament. The admin bans are Eldorado and Evacuation. We are not going to see those maps. Same goes for Kavasan, banned by Auriko, and Megafish now has a ban left as well. He bans Cup from the Hidden Cup maps and now has to pick his first home map, which is Isthmus, but for me is not really a big surprise. And Auriko goes for Shoals. Auriko already in the chat saying screw those admin bans. Yep, but that's just how this tournament is going to work. We are trying to force map variety by having the admin ban two maps at random. So we have Isthmus, Shoals, we have two bans left, and then the last map will be the admin pick and the neutral map for game number 1. High Tides is banned for Auriko. Megafish is banning Marsh Madness, which leaves us with a very popular map in Bay. So we are going to see all 3 maps today. This is not a best of 3, this is a play all 3 show match. I'm trying to talk a little bit more quietly so my girlfriend will be able to get some sleep next door, so forgive me for not being as hype as usual. So that's the map draft. I already like the maps. They used to be my home maps in Aoe2 in the Aoe leagues. Season 10, Isthmus is a fairly new map, most commonly seen in Empire Wars, but you can also play this map in 1v1, and Shoals we already saw with Ghost Rider versus Apache. Maybe we see some differences then. Alright, what do we have here? Oh no, that's once again the maps. I think I'm getting the civs right now, by both players actually, very good. I'm going to watch this, of course, feel free to start. Let's see what civs you will come up with. Draft has started this very second. Auriko will start by banning the Byzantines, a very good hybrid civilization, and I think that has to be a ban to not let any one of the players get Byzantines on Isthmus, because it's just way too strong on that. Persians, of course, one of the best hybrid civs we have in the game. I expect maybe a Georgian span, maybe a Malian span, maybe a Japanese ban even. Some civs like that might just be way too good on those maps, so you're gonna be like, okay, maybe no player should have those. Exactly, Japanese is gone too. Which, if you know the hybrid meta, makes a lot of sense. Now, Auriko's turn, he's banning the Mongols. I mean, Megafish is just very, very good on Mongols, so taking away that comfort pick makes a lot of sense as well. Hindustanis is gone. I think that's also a kind of a target ban. Hindustanis are not that much of a hybrid civilization, but a very good civilization nonetheless, so I think banning it is just quite good in any case. And now Megafish can choose what's going to be the last ban. Yep, that's the Georgian ban. Georgian's also very good, and he goes for the leftover pick. And the Malians immediately answered by Saracens. These players, they know what they're doing already in the draft. They know exactly what civs they want. Auriko is going to pick Mayans. That's very interesting. I'm very excited to see where he's going to place them on his map draft. Remember, we have Bay, we have Shoals, we have Isthmus. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but those are the maps. And Megafish is going for the Incas. Incas also a civ that might be played on Isthmus. It's very highly contested there, and Berbers is also a very decent water civ. One civilization we haven't seen so far is, I just had it. Oh, Armenians. Is Auriko going to go Armenians on Shoals? We saw Apache go Armenians on Shoals because I think that's the map with the most water where galley play might actually work. Quite interested to see what they're trying to play there. And yeah, we still have the Lithuanians, by the way, because on hybrid maps, especially maybe for Bay, Lithuanians might be a good pick because of the early uptime. Italians might still be in the cards for any player to grab for something like Bay. And the Shoals meta I'm not that familiar with, so quite excited to see what these players are coming up with. Auriko, of course, loves his Vikings. I'm not sure where we're going to put them. Maybe we try to play longboats on shoals or something. Let's see what this plan is. Megafish wisely picking up the Italians. Italians also a great fit for basically any of those maps. Great land units, great water units. Let's see. Both still one civilization to pick. We have the Spanish. Oh, that's interesting. We have seen a fair amount of Spanish on shoals, and we go for Sicilians. Aurico already going for the civilization. Um, already going for the civilization that he won the TCC finals with in the last game on Fortified Clearing. However, these maps are going to be a little bit different. And Dr. Dabston is asking, is this the real Zardos? Depending on what you mean by real Zardos, I'm not quite sure. But I'm happy to see you in the chat anyway. Megafish is just writing me. You better not go for Sicilian shenanigans, but I think he wanted to write that to Aurico. Yep, no, I just realized. So this is quite interesting. So the first map will be Bay, and I think Megafish has more of the traditional hybrid civs than Aurico has. He has Sicilians, maybe that's a troll pick to play a little bit of mind games. We have Vikings, which is usually more of a water civ, Armenians more of a water civ. Saracens I could see on hybrid. I'm really not sure what he's trying to go for on Bay. I'm really not sure what's going to be his Bay civilization. I think Italians is pretty fixed. Italians or Malians on Bay for Megafish. I think maybe something like Incas or Spanish on Isthmus, and then for shoals it might even be Spanish or Berbers too. Let's see, very interesting draft already, which I quite love because we want to show what these players have in mind with all those new maps that we're going to see. And I think today we're going to see at least one new map. I think we haven't showcased Isthmus, at least not on a public VOD that I had released. We had one with Jinska, but unfortunately I lost the VOD, so I'm happy to see one more game on that map, so yeah. Switch over to Capture Age. I hope it's working fine today. So, come on Capture Age. All right. A little bit of a rough start. So, welcome to this hybrid map pool Specialist Cup show match between Megafish, whose name is Fish Mega in game. Oh my god, that's so triggering. Against Auriko, that's two specialists. No, sorry, getting ahead of myself. This is two TCC finalists and bracket winners, two champions of their craft. And Auriko won the Mangonel bracket, Megafish won the Night bracket after initially being eliminated. I was the one bringing him in. Sorry for that. And people in the chat apparently have their history with Auriko as well from the Mangonel bracket. So Megafish is out for revenge, trying to get the victory here. We have a map that's most commonly called Pants. Also known as a bay, which is the official title. We have that nice pond in between the two players. Two players will always spawn in one of those corners. The water is heavily fought for. Usually we see civs like Italians and Mongols, maybe Malians and Lithuanians on this map. Both players have chose to go for something else. Both players actually playing with some sort of camel civilization here. I guess Berbers, as Megafish is saying, I have a nice boar, but I guess Auriko will also have two nice boars to his name. Both players chose to go for some sort of camel civilization here. You could argue that Berbers have a bonus on their fishing on their ships because technically they move faster. I'm not sure if that's relevant if there's such a small pond because this isn't an island, so we're already seeing a lot of chatting going on between. Megafish says it's behind the woodline. Not really important, lol. Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Also, I've seen worse boar spawns. Like, this isn't the worst, I think. In the green we have the Saracens, which also have a buff on their galleys because they're attacking faster. faster. As we already see, Megafish trying to contest this dog villager, which is very well defended by Auriko. And he's probably going to... Oh, he's first building a house, which makes sense. Usually you build a house with the villager. If you fight with it, you have to be careful, because otherwise you're going to be housed, because water builds are very tight in that aspect. And Harry T says Megafish crazy for not banning Saracens. That is kinda true, yeah. Saracens is always a very good civ in pretty much any setting. We see the dog coming up now. How's the scout HP? We have 33 versus 33, so both players going very even here. So this villager right now could... maybe the villager might even win this 1v1. It's going to be fairly close. He doesn't have Loom. He's walling it in now. Very, very good play, which of course delays the dog a little bit, but not too much. Auriko doing the same thing. He's looking for the dog roll as well, but Megafish, of course, not a jump either. He is already pre-walled his villager as well. Very nice move. That's how you play hybrid maps. Something weird is going on with Auriko's idle time. He's already one villager behind for no reason. Maybe that's the first day of the day vibe, but he has not created a villager for 28 seconds. That was probably, I would assume, well, this house was a little bit late, that he was housed for a couple of seconds. Maybe he should have snuck Loom in there. Not quite sure what happened there. Both players now deciding to cover each other's spaces. We are getting that so-called nice board from a Megafish in. Very, very smooth. I'm not sure if he was intending to take that sheep. The baller seems to be very clean here. Of course, he goes down. And yeah, what is there to talk about? Both already queuing up some fishing ships, sending the villager back. There's no shorefish to take on this map. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 deep sea fish, which amounts to 1800 food, which doesn't sound like a lot, but having dominance over this pond in the early and the mid game is still very, very advantageous for you. And I think both players will try to heavily contest that in any case, and then maybe transition towards the land play, towards Castle Age onwards. We see both players actually going for 1, 2, 3, already 1, 2, 3 out for Auriko here. I think the free fishing ship build is very, very standard these days. I think we're going to see both players click up very, very soon. Megafish going for one more villager than usual. Auriko going for that standard 20 villager build before clicking up to feudal. Oh no, Megafish just skipped Loom. Okay, he skipped Loom, in that regard makes sense. Sneaking in another villager more than Auriko, already 2 villagers ahead. Maybe he did it because he was housed, I'm not quite sure. Going for the second lumber camp, because of course on hybrid maps you already need a lot of wood in the early game. Megafish in the meantime, while transitioning to wood, had his scouts under the TC, so he's taking a lot of damage. Auriko already going to stone. Is he trying to do some sort of Saracen fast castle into Mamelukes here? The important part is that Megafish saw this. He saw the mining camp going up. Maybe the scout goes down now. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. I think Auriko is going towards a very aggressive Mameluke play. I think that's what he has in mind. Kind of weird that he's choosing to go fast feudal then, but on hybrid maps with the fishing eco you're usually going to be up very quickly anyway. So maybe he doesn't mind it as much, but at least that means he won't be able to sell stone to advance to the castle age. If he chooses to drop a castle later, then that might not be in the cards for him. He pushed one deer, so that's a nice boost as well. Did we add another ship? No, but Auriko added a fish. He's very greedy. He adds the 4th ship, and he adds the 2nd dog. Auriko scouts that, so now he knows he can either decide to give up water and just be happy with the fishing boost he got so far, or he could decide to also place a 2nd dog and fight. He is deciding to let the 2nd dog go up, which makes sense, because I would assume that he just wants to get that castle up as fast as possible. Water fight isn't something he's going to prioritize. So what we're most likely going to see is Auriko having the pond domination, while Auriko is trying to transition to the land aggression as fast as possible. Very, very dangerous strategy coming in here for him. And of course, he's not pressured by Auriko just yet, who is just now going for a barracks, assuming that maybe his opponent will try to do some land play, maybe just getting out some preemptive skirms, something on those lines. We have 4 villagers on gold, which also indicates a double dog fire galley play. That's exactly what's happening. We have already prepared a demolition ship. Sending that to the left. I don't think the demolition ship is actually for the fire galleys, because those don't one-shot those fire galleys. I think the demolition ship is actually for the fishing ships. that would be way more valuable. Unless he queues the second one, no he doesn't. He's trying to sneak his way one. Oh, that's such a brilliant play. He's trying to get the fishing chips. Is he going to get all of them? No, he gets one. The rest of those 3 actually survive. Maybe we're going to queue up some more. I'm surprised that not more fishing chips went down here. I'm not sure how the math works on this one. But very sneaky, very nice strategy by him. Megafish is dropping a stable, so I'm maybe trying to play into some sort of feudal age aggression. Maybe try to prevent Auriko from expanding his military on the land. He's very heavy on stone. I think that confirms it indefinitely now that this is going to be a castle drop. He has already clicked up to castle age. That's a very decent time. He is going to grab double bit X behind it as well. So I think Megafish is already in big trouble if he can't deal damage with his scouts. He's just now producing scouts right now, even though he has like double pawn fish economy if he chooses to. Those scouts will delay his castle age timing even more, and I think that he's going to be taken by a huge surprise seeing Auriko hit castle age in 40 seconds. I don't think Auriko's expecting this. He should be, like, he saw him being on stone, he should be expecting the build, but still that's a very clean and very fast castle. A literal fast castle by Auriko here. And I'm quite excited to see if he's going to place that castle defensively. But the thing is, on those bay generations, one important thing to know is that the stone will always spawn forward and you only have one pile of stone in your starting base. So if he drops the castle right here, there's no way for Megafish to have stone access. So that might be very deadly, especially considering that Megafish is like more than, like, he's miles away from clicking up to castle age himself. He will still be feudal age for a long while, even with the fishing ship advantage. He didn't really queue up any more of those because he chose to go for land military buildings as well. And now we have camels out for Auriko, trying to deal with the scouts, very nice. We are going forward with a siege workshop, and I would imagine that there's not only going to be a siege workshop. Wait, did he? Where did the stone go? Where did Auriko's stone go? Did we miss something? I'm gonna have to go back on this. What happened there? Did he lose his castle foundation or did he just sell it? Did he sell the stone in order to click up? Did I miss that? I'm not sure what happened there. I think he sold the stone in order to get up. Let's try. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this timeline in the bottom. I know that's a thing that you can do, but let's see. We have 3, 6. Yeah, he sold the stone to click up. Interesting, so that's not Mamelukes. He's just going to be very creative with the build. Okay, my bad. I mean, it makes sense with the Saracen market. You can sell for better prices, so in that case, it actually makes sense. He is arriving to Castle Age. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because we saw most of this already. He has camels out, he has knights out, and he of course has a huge power spike over Auriko. He knows that Megafish is going to invest on the water. He knows that his opponent is going to be stuck in Feudal Age for a little while, so he's definitely confident going forward with Castle Age units, going forward with the siege, having the knights and the camels run into the back of the base. Why on earth is Megafish 1567? Because Megafish has played a lot in the last few days. I think Megafish has skyrocketed. I think when TCC began, he was at like maybe 12 or 1300, no, I think he was 1350, somewhere around that. And he played so much and he prepped so much and he just skyrocketed in Elo. He was playing non-stop, it was crazy. I think Harry even went into him on the ladder on accident, and I think Megafish also beat him there in Gold Rush. So yeah, quite a good player. Very, very aggressive player. Megafish is making his way up towards the Castle Age as well. He didn't really queue a lot of fishing ships. Usually when you win water on this map, your goal is to go for at least 6 to 8 fishing ships. Didn't decide to expand on that water economy lead. Auriko, in the meantime, pressuring his base with 2 mangonels, decides to straighten up. Oh no, that's actually a Smurf, my bad. Obvious Smurf. Yeah, if you look at the stats, you might think so. Megafish only now going for a blacksmith. I'm not sure if he forgot that, going for his own camels now. And that's an interesting... Oh, that siege is out of position. Maybe the monk pops up and can protect this. The monk is here, and this monk is going to be a very important factor. I'd like to see him queue up more of those. He's doing so right now as we speak. Of course, Berbers have cheaper camels, but Saracens have stronger camels because they have plus 20 HP. So in theory, Megafish can play the numbers game, while Auriko can play the quality game. And also, having access to monks a little bit earlier in a cavalry mirror is always going to be huge. As we see the engagement, that's a lot of camels. Will the monks survive? The camels are not attacking, the pathing is very awkward, we convert the camel. The scorpions and the mangonels are firing, they're still out of position, the monk can't convert, the second monk is trying to. Is the mangonel going to go down? Auriko deciding to convert behind us with the villager, we convert another camel. Scorpion and the mangonel still alive, now it goes down, we see a we see a ram from the right coming in, and Megafish is desperately trying to defend this. The numbers still in the favor of Auriko here. There's so much going on between those two players. That's exactly what I wanted to see, like between those high level players. I love the game so far. Like, this is a series that has everything that you need. Auriko's eco behind this, obviously not the greatest. We are trying to take out the production building here. We do have second stable and a third stable even. Very good move by Megafish. This stable goes down. We don't have any more free stable production. We are cut down back to 2. These monks are soon going to be able to convert again. The ram is slowly but surely creeping its way in. We lost the Magnol, we lost the Scorpion. We still have 13 to 10 army on the field, but we have 2 monks on the side of Auriko as well. We only just have the monastery for Megafish, desperately trying to defend with the same units as he's getting pushed with. He's trying to go in again. The ram is already on the TC, and I think this is a very good fight for Auriko. Maybe we should convert the pikemen here, because the pikemen have bonus damage against the camel. Maybe that's something we should do, because the camels don't tend to do that well against the pikemen, but we decided to engage against the pikemen with the knights. The camels clear off the camels of Megafish, and I think this game has turned on its head for Megafish very, very quickly. He has queued up a monk, the ram is on the TC. We are about to have a game with no TC for Megafish. And Megafish probably wishes that he didn't sign up for this. And we are repairing the Mangonel behind, and we have the GG. Wow. And cycling back to the point that Harry T made earlier in the chat, he's surprised Megafish did not ban the Saracens. I'm surprised too. This was such an incredible aggression by Auriko. The build was so clean, the strategy was so good, and he takes game 1. And Jalop and Chris in the chat says, beautiful Huanging. Yeah, that's basically what we saw. You could do this with Celts as well. Maybe without 1 Scorpion and a Mangonel, but maybe with 5 Mangonels, who knows. But this was brutal. Like, he was earlier to everything. The strat completely paid off. He made Megafish invest into water while completely giving it up on purpose. He went to stone. He did the build right. He was like a million light years ahead on Castle Age. And then, if you have Camel versus monks, Camel monks versus Camel and monks, the one who's to Castle Age earlier just straight up wins, because you're just going to play the numbers game. You have more monks, you have more camels. Also, camels didn't have the upgrade from Megafish, and monk made the diff. Yeah, definitely. Monk play is so crucial in those cavalry mirrors. Very, very quick, very dominant game 1 from Auriko. Crazy performance. Very, very nice. And I did call it wrong. That's not the matchup we're going to see. We are going to see Mayans on Isthmus against Amalians from a Megafish. I am going to load this up in Capture H. Alright. Welcome to game number 2 of this Aoe2 Specialist Cup show match, and we have one of the newer maps in Isthmus. I hope I'm pronouncing that decently. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciations, but we're not here to play word games. We are here to watch some very, very exciting Age of Empires between 2 TCC champions. Megafish on the Malians, bringing in his boar already. He already has the lumber camp up, so that makes sense. He has delayed the 5th villager on the wood, which makes a lot of sense. Malians are sparing a lot of wood with their buildings, so that makes sense in terms of the water bonus. I really like Malians here, because Malians with the cheaper buildings, they can choose to dock both sides, and they can expand very, very nicely as well. We are choosing to go to the bottom. We're bringing in the second war. Malians just overall, also they have more gold collection available to them, which is great for the water play, which is great for aggressive land play. Malians are just a great civilization in total. To the left, we have the way more interesting pick. We have Auriko playing as the Mayans. Not a civilization that I would typically see. Why did we do this? What happened? Oh, we have a Scout versus Eco fight, and Auriko is losing this very hard. This is very unfortunate. He was probably trying. He was probably oh, we have the hill bonus. I don't think he wins this still. And Auriko already losing his Eagle Scout, giving it up entirely. He still got the information that Megafish has docked the bottom pond. Auriko did the same thing. So we have this dynamic on this map. Why is green like that? Oh, damn it, I didn't transition to capture age. I'm sorry. Shit. Okay. Yeah, Hagen, sorry. It's my third stream, I'm allowed to do mistakes. So what happened? We had a Scout versus Eagle fight, and you guys missed it, of course. Auriko's Eagle went down. Both players have docked the bottom pond, which leads to the dynamic that both players now pretty much forced to contest the water. I'm not sure what Auriko's plan is right here on the water. Hopefully it's just a show match.
Yes.
He is right about that, but I still think there's a lot of prestige on the line. We're bringing in the second war. They've chatted a little bit before that. Megafish told him basically, yeah, it's already disaster for me. I'm not quite sure what he's meaning by this. But both players already have idle time that already amounts to 1 villager less, which equals out in the long run, because there's only a 5-second difference in total. But not sure. Okay, let's cover the map really quickly, as long as we still have time and there's not that much action going on. Isthmus is a map that's fairly new. I think it got introduced with the Empire Wars letter, if I'm not mistaken, and I like it very much. It's basically, we have these two larger ponds on the top and on the bottom, and all the extra stones are scattered around those two islands. We still have the same thing on the top right here. So if you want to go for extra stones, besides the 3 and 2 pile in near your base, you're going to have to expand, which also means that castles are not that frequently seen on this map. And of course, all the land aggression will be coming through the middle as well, because you want to fight for this open land with the extra golds around this pyramid, most likely. That's where the armies are most likely going to meet and castle age forward. Auriko transitioning to berries, and he said, well played. Megafish agrees. I'm not quite sure what that's a reference to. I'm too lazy to go back at this point. We see Megafish transitioning to gold, makes a lot of sense. He's going probably... Are we going to see any player committing to a second dock here in order to contest the water? We see both players going for 4 fishing ships, which... fair enough, you can easily do that. And no player just yet trying to tip the scale in terms of water numbers by placing a second dock down. And we don't see any player going towards the top as well to maybe expand on their fishing eco. Like, the thing is, you can have two options. You can do a second dock on the bottom, or basically fight for the bottom, or you're going to give up the bottom if you feel like your opponent has more chances to win, and just go to the top pond instead, where your fish should be safe as long as your opponent has a dock the same lake, and try to expand on your economy there. Both players hitting feudal age with the same amount of villagers. Megafish a little bit ahead. Auriko already 2 villagers worth of idle time. I'm not sure what happened there, and it's very, very bad. And once again, as we saw in game 1, he's already transitioning to stone. And that's a reoccurring theme that we see by Auriko. He likes to play hybrid in a way where he collects stone to just very quickly sell it and make his way up. With the addition of the fishing ships, that amounts to very, very fast castle times. Like, if he sells the stone right now, he's already able to click up to castle age. The blacksmith is going to be the bottleneck of this build now, because I think he's going to put this down a little bit late. I think that was a shift queue. But his castle age timings are just brutal, and I think Megafish He's going for a galley now. He's going to try to snipe the fishing economy by Auriko, and Auriko is just saying, yeah, this is a hybrid map, but I'm just refusing to fight you on water. I'm just going for the water boost in the early game, and then I'm just going to transition to complete land pressure. Megafish, smelling like that something like a fast castle is up. Auriko has already clicked at 12 minutes, that's crazy. He is going to go forward with a tower himself now. He is going to try to tower this stone, but Auriko can just easily like drop this stone and fall back to one of the two golds. I'm not sure if this tower is actually the way to go for Megafish here, because Megafish is usually known for his aggressive scout and archers play, and this is just not in his usual comfort zone. Auriko should not be able to see this. Oh, that's close. Like, he almost sees this. Yeah, I'm not sure how good this tower actually is. Maybe Megafish thinks that he has to make the game messy in order to have a chance against him. He's also sending some archers forward now. He's trying to make the game messy, and I don't think he's anticipating that Auriko is already up to Castle Age. I think he wanted to slow him down. That's not what he's going to accomplish, unfortunately. This mining camp will be abandoned. I think, like, you can either just abandon this. The archers are annoying. I think the archers will be responsible for Auriko not being able to just batter this tower down with villagers himself. So the archer addition is a very good thing. He doesn't have fletching. If he goes for archers and towers, I think fletching is the perfect upgrade to get. Do we have a blacksmith coming up? No, we don't. He's trying to rush down the market. Maybe smelling that Auriko is already up because his score is so low. As soon as he hits Castle Age, I think Megafish is going to panic. He is going to use the market himself. He's docking at the top pawn to expand his economy lead. So we see a pretty similar game dynamic as in game 1. And once he hits Castle Age, I'm going to predict Megafish selling a bunch of resources, trying to somehow get up himself. As we see the archers coming in, killing a villager here, we already have 2 economy kills for Megafish, who's Auriko is going to drop a defensive castle, very nice. He denies the archers from running through here, he secures himself the gold, he secures himself the woodline, so not that much trouble for now. Megafish just very sneakily going for the lumber camp here in order to keep his villagers working, pushing Auriko off the stone and off the berries with his archers for now. And if Auriko can't use this timing, then I think Megafish might actually be in a very good position, but he didn't spot the castle and the archers just barely sneaking away here. Auriko now very heavily on gold, which lasts a bit longer. He's going for the plumed archers, and I think Castle Age, the plumed archers should wreck Feudal Age archers, so Megafish has to decide if he wants to get a little bit more value or maybe safely retreat with those archers. Not having fletching himself, I think 2 or 3 plumes easily clean this up. He's still going to try to be annoying because he feels like he has to put pressure. Yeah, these archers are soon going to die. These 2 plumes can easily kill this, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Anyway, Auriko still on the low economy play here, and I think he has to deal a lot of damage in the next couple of minutes with those plumes, because Auriko has gone for he has completely cleared out Auriko's. No, he didn't. He missed those 2 fishing. Oh, these fishing ships should be dead. We have 1 galley here. Because of the land play, I think he kind of forgot. I think that's a very, very bad play by, or a very, very, maybe not bad play, but that's a mistake. These fishing ships should already be dead. You should move this galley forward and completely kill the fishing economy. If Auriko gets away with this, I think Megafish is going to be kicking himself. On the land, he's trying to expand his fishing economy, which is exactly why the pressure is now on Auriko to make something happen. He's already sending his plumes across the map, which is definitely the right play, because Megafish right now doesn't really have anything in defense. He's going for skirmishers, but these skirmishers only have ledging. They don't have the armor. We have Bodkin, plumed archers in the economy already. I don't think the skirmishers are going to be strong enough to defend us yet. So Auriko is going into this woodline, and Megafish is in big trouble at home now. Big trouble. These 2 villagers are surely going to go down. I think Megafish knows it. Just pulling them away, has to abandon this woodline, and I think he's in panic mode a little bit right now. These 2 skirmishers will easily be battled by these plumes as long as those 2 upgrades aren't in yet. We are trying to be a little bit more annoying. Of course, plumed being faster than usual archers, having the mobility advantage, still doing a lot of damage because we didn't have the armor and we don't have a lead skirm yet. So he's still trying to be as annoying as possible. In the meantime, Auriko deciding to go for the top pond. Does he know that his opponent is on that pond as well? No, he does not. He does not spot that pond. But I don't think Megafish knows it too. So these fishing ships, that's the biggest mistake. That's a very, very big mistake. I think he should have killed those fishing ships. These fishing ships, all the food that they're bringing in is food that Auriko shouldn't have in the first place. And I think that's going to be a very, very big takeaway. But of course, Hybrid Map's a very complicated kind of map to play. There's so much going on. There's land play going on. There's water play going on. He is forgiven to not use his galley over here. While these Capture Age mods look great, I'm not sure what you're referring to because I've played this game on those mods for so long that it just looks plain standard to me. But welcome to the chat, WeSkill now. Of course, for anyone who's new and not familiar with the concept, we are casting a show match for a tournament. The signups are still open. It's called the Aoe2 Specialist Cup, where you can basically sign up for any kind of maps you want. You can sign up for all hybrid, all water, all open land, or all closed, depending on your preference. And hence the name Specialist, because you want to compete on those one style of maps and show that you're the best of and that. The Mangonel going forward, we have Siege Workshop versus Siege Workshop, which is going to help a lot against the skirmishers here. We have a Mangonel in production, Auriko once again going for a Mangonel and the Scorpion. I like it, because the Scorpion is also going to be great against those elite skirms. Elite skirms are chasing the archers. We're going to have to be very careful if you're Auriko to not need a big Mangonel shot here, because this Mangonel is about to pop out. Plumed archers retreating for now, and this Mangonel I think is the key for Megafish to relieve a little bit of the pressure. The Mangonel's out, is going to shoot. The Mangonel survives. We are going to ground attack. This doesn't do the job. There's the ram going out, and the Mangonel for Auriko goes down, which completely relieves the pressure. The Scorpion now under fire as well. The Mangonel will most likely try to kill this Mangonel. We have to be careful. This is a very intense battle, and I think that's where the attention is going to be for the next couple of minutes. Auriko obviously loves his forward siege, fast casting into forward siege. Elite Skirm, a very good unit, can potentially do a lot more damage than people expect, especially if you have Bodkin on them. We have the first armor villagers deciding to better down the rams, exactly what they're made for. We are going forward, taking control of the gold and sieging down. There's a Mangonel coming out, but these archers aren't really grouped. Now they are, but they're retreating, so they're fine. This Mangonel is still a problem for Auriko. These villagers are very low, eating a big shot, and now we're gonna have to be really careful, really careful. The plumes are going in, the plumes are diving into the elite skirm, trying to snap the Mangonel, trying to abuse the minimal range of the skirmishers, but that's still dangerous. The skirmishers still getting a lot of decent hits and kills on these plumed archers. Let's keep tabs on the lake, both players just trying to fish here. Same goes for the bottom. Auriko still wasn't punished for this, even though we have a galley here. All the attention is right down the middle, which I think is what this map is all about. We are trying to expand now for a Megafish towards the gold in the excuse me, in the east, and Auriko is taking control of the middle completely. Megafish, in the meantime, has outposted this entire area. Now Auriko's like, okay, I've seen enough. I'd like to very much take my stone, thank you. He's now that the attention is no longer in his base, he's going to better down his tower with villagers. Of course, that's possible because he did. Megafish does not have access to murder holes yet, so the villagers can kill this tower fairly easily to free the stone. Meanwhile, in the front, Megafish has kind of stabilized here. The score is very close, this game is very close, these players are very close. I love this game. I love these two players. I love watching these two players. And I think, once again, I'm going back on this, but I think if these 5 fishing ships that should have died 10 minutes ago weren't a thing for Auriko, I think Megafish would have been in such a better position. Unfortunately, that did not happen, so we are still left with that. Auriko has, in the meantime, killed this tower, and one thing he could do is he could just kill those 3 villagers. I don't think he knows about them, does he? No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, he doesn't see them, but that will be 3 kills. We are seeing the War Galley upgrade coming in, so Auriko now deciding with the stalemate in the front to maybe surprise Megafish by taking control of the water again. But he's fighting in the middle with plumed archers against a bunch of elite skirm, not deciding to switch into eagles. That's the surprising thing here. Like, eagles will take care of both the mangonauts and the skirmishers, so that'll be the perfect unit to go into here. So I'm not sure why he's sticking with the archers. Maybe he likes the mobility, but if he likes the mobility, he should do exactly what he's doing now. He should rotate over. He should try to pressure everywhere else in the map where the mangonauts can follow them, because, like I said, he has the mobility advantage. Does not have ballistics. If he wants to raid, he should be able to get to ballistics, and that's some very, very good shots. Megafish goes for the quick gates. I think it's still open, but he still gets decent shots off on the plumed archers. Maybe he can close this in some way. These villagers are in a little bit of trouble. I don't think he's respecting this. We should garrison here and pull the villagers away from here. And the plumed archers are between a rock and a hard place. They have a gap here to run out, and they do so. But Auriko lost way too many plumed archers, and that's a very questionable play. I think by this point we have to go into eagles. Meanwhile, Megafish seems to have lost his mangonauts. He's trying to get a very decent trade here. He is going to do so. This mangonaut will stay up, and Megafish has held on to this, also due to the fact that Auriko was a little bit greedy here. Auriko, on the other hand, is going for the war galley upgrade. He has fire ships on both lakes. He has completely cleared Megafish out, and while his push on the land has slowly died out because of an amazing defense by Megafish, we are in a situation where Auriko is taking back the water. Oh my god, these two players, I love them so much. It's so cool to watch them. Like, I'm so excited for those, to watch those players, like, even in the main tournament later, as soon as it starts. And yeah, I'm going to have to go for a little drink here, because there's so much to talk about between those two players on those maps. It's crazy. Is Megafish choosing to fight back here? No, he's not. He's trying. I think he has decided to give this up and try to win this with the land play now. He is switching into cavalry armor. I don't see a stable just yet. Oh yes, no, we have two stables in the back here. This gate should be completed soon. Not quite sure. The mangonauts are still trying to look for shots. This villager barely makes it out alive. Oh, these skirmishers should kill a bunch of villagers here on the gold. Perfect. Oh, there's a mangonaut that has potential for big shots. The first shot is hitting. Now he's realizing he's splitting away from the mangonaut. He's trying to kite this mangonaut down. He's eating a big shot too, and the score flips again into the favor of Auriko. These two mangonauts should be moved over here, and now Megafish has lost a lot of his land army, which is not a great thing considering that he's about to lose water pretty heavily. Does not even have a dock anymore on the top pond. Like, Auriko has made sure that that's not happening, and also he has complete control over the bottom pond as well now. And I think that's the way for Auriko to win this. This is such an interesting game, because you, like, the first impression of this game was that Megafish had the food echo on the water, and 10 minutes later we are saying Auriko has complete control over the water while Megafish wants to fight on the land. And that has completely flipped the dynamic of this game around, as Megafish loses another mangonaut. That's not a loss that you can afford, but that's just perfect. We're going for bloodlines. I think we're going to switch into knights now. Malian knights, of course, potentially very strong in Imperial Age with the +5 with Farimba, the +5 attack, but I don't think we're going to get there anytime soon. This is such an aggressive game. Auriko once again not being very clever with his plumed archers here. He did not commit to many of them, so they already have 6 kills, so they kind of paid off. Still, he threw a lot of those away for no reason, and this is hilarious. We are 33 minutes in the game, and we already clicked the bowsaw. And Ashraf is saying it's crazy Megafish didn't kill the fishing ships early on. Yeah, I think that's the single biggest mistake he made the entire game. Both players played amazing, but I think if there's a deciding mistake is not cleaning up these unprotected ships. I think that's the biggest mistake, because the resources these ships gathered over the amount of time they should have been dead is crazy. Megafish says nice. I assume that he was out-microed by Mangonauts again, and Megafish once again in a very difficult situation to be in. And we are going for knights now. Yes, we are. And I think knights are the perfect counter to everything that's going on in the middle. Knights are decent versus plumes. Plumes, of course, can match the mobility a little bit, but we still have exposed villagers, we still have exposed siege, and I think moving in here with knights is the perfect choice of play. Of course, Auriko is ready to deal with this with some army, but the plumes are out of position, meaning the Mangonauts Sentinel will most likely go down, these two followed by these two plumes, and I think Auriko has dropped the ball on this a little bit, and I think Megafish has found the perfect punish. He is going to ignore forging, he is going to go for both armor upgrades, wise choice, because he is up against a ranged unit, so these knights are going to try to jump and circle around these plume archers. Auriko trying to go into the choke point. But I think the numbers will be great enough for Auriko here. The Mangonel is coming. Oh, he has to be very careful with those shots. The two knights are going to be moved away, trying to snipe the siege. The siege will go down, the knights will go down too, and we are left with a little bit of a stalemate. Of course, he can try to mass the knights. I'm not sure if he should take this engagement. I think you should try to mass the knights, only then go in. I think now you can move in. It's 7 plumes against 8 knights with double armor. Forging is coming in. Husband. Oh, he is missing husbandry. That explains a lot. As soon as husbandry is coming in, I think he can try to at least force this fight. Now we're trying to put down the siege. Pikeman is the response by Auriko, seeing the knights moving in, very, very intuitive. And in terms of resources, it looks a little better for Auriko right now. I think he can afford way more right now. He has, of course, now he's the one with the double pawn fish economy, and yes, yeah, he lost both of the docks, exactly, like he completely took back the water here. And now the knights are jumping on the plumes, there is a monk to support this, and this is very, very dangerous. This is very on the edge here in the middle. And now the knights are trying to run away, maybe trying to distract these plumes. We have pikemen already in production, maybe to save this economy from getting raided by the mobility of the knights. Of course, Megafish is trying to use the mobility himself to get into this economy. The TC is garrisoned already. We are going to go for more pikeman upgrades in movement speed and armor. Now we have arrived at the goal, trying to make it a little bit even in villager kills. We have a bunch of skirms already moving around the map as well. The knights are fighting in Auriko's base. This game is still very, very close, and Auriko's being, yeah, okay, those knights are not a lot of pressure from you. I'm just going to go forward now. I'm going for some more monks. I'm going to mass more plumes. I'm going to send the pikes with those. And I think right now is the perfect time for a forward castle, as we already see a defensive castle in anticipation from Megafish to reach out to these two golds. Maybe a little bit more forward would have helped as well. Maybe he was a little bit scared of rams coming out of the siege workshop. Auriko now also going for the Eagle Warrior. He's trying to prioritize Eagle Warrior over going up to the Imperial Age. Only in the course of the game will tell us if that's a mistake or not. I'm not quite sure. Me personally, I would have preferred to make his way up to Imperial Age. But maybe going for a bunch of units to make sure you have no risk of dying on the land when you have the water economy lead is also fine. I can understand what he's trying to do there. We get for the second armor even crazy. We are really just having a very heavy switch into infantry units. The castle is about to go up. We're still diving into the knights. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Now it's just the castle going up. We are kiting back. We're killing a few knights. There is some pikemen in here with a lot of armor. And a ton of bonus damage, of course. The skirmishers being a little bit annoying, but not any factor in the equation anymore. And maybe 2 or 3 eagles can kill all of these skirmishers very, very easily. And the problem I see now is that Megafish is on the clock. He does not have any additional fishing economy. He does have more economy in general, according to this war right here, but he still doesn't have water control. And I think the fishing ships right now are what's carrying Auriko as well. I would have liked to go for a second dock here to refresh not the walking distance, but the fishing distance towards the shore fish to make that a little bit more efficient. And the skirmishers actually finding a lot of value in the woodline, so very well played by Megafish here to keep his army that he's no longer using alive and still getting value out of those skirmishers. That's very, very nice. I think these skirmishers, however, are going to clean up by those eagles. He's going for a little bit of a pincer attack. 4 eagles from the right, 2 eagles from the left. He can't escape here because there's the castle. Maybe he's trying to do so because these eagles... I think he's going to snipe some villagers. I think that's the last thing he's going to do. Trying to get some value, does so. Very, very nice decision, but finally these eagles, these skirmishers will go down. Sorry, my mistake. The thing is, Megafish now sees the eagles. That's the thing. He sees the eagles, so he's like, okay, I'm just going to stick with my knights. But the thing is, then he has to find a solution to pikes and eagles, which will completely destroy the knights. There's some monks on the field as well, so I think Megafish is going to run into trouble unit-wise. He does have the economy lead for now. He has a little bit more resources collected, which is surprising, but that mostly stems to the fact that he's probably been on 2TC for way longer than Auriko was. And Auriko is close to having a castle, but he has 0 villagers on stone. So, that's a little bit weird, like you're close to a castle, but not quite yet. Megafish has a big ball of knights coming his way, fully upgraded knights in Castle Age. He is going to try to go for a very, very fatal blow here. I'm not sure if you should attack this villager, because that will alert Auriko that, of what's happening. I think these knights can kill these pikemen with those numbers easily, and thin them out, and I think, oh my god, Auriko going for the big ram push in the middle, 5 rams, but they're going into the knights. I don't think that's a good thing. We have a bunch of knights, we've known about the knights, and these knights are easily going to be able to clear out those rams. We're already fighting underneath the castle with the villagers. Everything is pulled in order to defend this, and I think that's a bit overzealous by Auriko suddenly, because our opponents is on a bunch of knights and we're trying to ram push. I don't think that's a good idea. The score switches and Megafish perfectly punishing that strategy error, and suddenly Megafish has turned this game around, and Auriko is rightfully so, stating, ouch, probably questioning his own decision here. This game has been so full of swings that I'm just completely in love with this. I'm really...
Yes.
Megafish says yes. Oh, that's a lot of pikes. We have to be careful here to not lose too many units, to not get too much damage onto these units. Auriko, though, going for Imperial Age now. He has more upgrades, he has more resources spent, and he's still able to go Imperial Age, which is also due to the massive production of knights. We still have to be careful. These are still upgraded pikemen. That's not a good fight. I think he's looking away. The monk joins the fight as well now. Oh, this is massive danger for Megafish, who still has a lot of knights to back this up. There's an army, and there's a bunch. Maybe we should go for a little bit of monks to heal those knights up. That would have been great value. Going for the 30C now. The thing is, at some point, Megafish has to push out here. He has done so. This area still belongs to green in terms of buildings, but in terms of army, it still belongs to Megafish, and I think Megafish wants to fight this. He's like, you don't have halberdiers yet, you don't have fully upgraded helps. I have the numbers, knights are still the stronger unit, I'm just going to clear this up, and suddenly it's massively in Megafish's favor anymore. Like, knights are good against pikes if you can force the fight, and if you have the greater numbers and can overwhelm them, that still works. Auriko now forced to build a very defensive castle, which I don't think he would have liked. I think he wanted to go Imperial Age and use his earlier Imperial Age to start pushing forward. Now has to drop that castle defensively. That's a massive win for Megafish. And now Megafish is diving in. We can't allow this castle from being denied. We have to pull the bills. We have to sacrifice the bills. Megafish doing what he can in order to deny this castle from going up. I still think it does, but we're losing heavily. I'm sorry, I can't cast anymore. There's way too much going on. The castle is going up, but for what price? We have lost so many villagers. There's still a bunch of knights going in here. The pikeman armors aren't there because we overwhelmed them before. The villagers on this woodline goes down, and Megafish is showing no mercy. He wants to win this game badly. He wants to tie the series up, and I'm so happy to see this. And that's exactly the performance and the resilience I expected out of him. Auriko is now Imperial Age. Let's see what's going to be Megafish's reaction. Of course, we have immediate halberdier attack coming in for the Mayan player here. We're going for somewhere barracks, but that's going to be spotted by Auriko. We are moving in with the knights in the top. Help is a good unit against knights, but if you use the mobility to attack in different places, this entire woodline is going down. We are dropping to 50, 56, 55 villagers for Auriko. Villagers still dying like flies in the top here, as I think he's going to realize, even though he's not going to win this game. Beautiful pushback by Megafish. Conscription now coming in, and the health tech is going to upgrade not as many units as it should. And Imperial Age is clicked behind this by Megafish. Megafish has one, yeah, okay, GG. GG is called, rightfully so. Very, very, very good game. That deserves the GG massively, and we have a tight series, and we are going to go for a deciding Game 3. I'm going to go to capture age right away now, because otherwise... Alright, let's go to the causing scene. Perfect. Welcome to the final match of this Aoe2 show match in the Specialist Cup on the hybrid map pool between our two TCC champions. As someone who is gonna sign up for the open group, this current map pool is great to practice on. I totally agree, yes. I think we have a lot of Arabia clones. I think Runestones is just Arabia 2.0, like it's exactly the same map. Atacama is very, very like scout and skirm heavy as well. And I think, what's the last map? I think Socotra, you could, I mean Socotra is a little bit hyper aggressive, but yeah, I agree. If you play open maps, then I think this map pool is definitely made for you. I think you're going to enjoy it. Alright, in the green, in the right, we have Auriko on the Armenians, a great civilization for water. Their galleys are super, super broken. We have, they just fire one additional projectile for no particular reason, which is great in order to fight for all the fish and especially all the space on this map that is covered by the water. We are going for a dog for Auriko here. We are expecting to do here the same thing for Megafish. Usually, to have very safe fishing ships in the early game, you want to dock next to your sea tower, which is a very special feature of this map. It's basically a tower that is affected by Fletching Bodkin and Bracer, which is kind of a defensive building guiding alongside your path that's connecting both players and both gold spots. And the sea tower is a great tool to protect your early game fishing economy as well. So a little bit more of a defensive approach is very justifiable. We only have one Rhino on this map, so players already choosing to push in a little bit of deer in order to compensate for this. Let's zoom out a little bit here, because we have a lot of other map features as well. In the north and the south, we see these patches of extra stones and extra golds. These are going to get very, very important towards the later stages of the game. And while I like hybrid maps in general, I think this is one of the hybrid maps with the most emphasis on the water play. Because imagine if you have complete control over the water and you have like something like Dromans or Cannon Galleons. They can range almost anything you build on the important spots on the land. So I think water is very, very important on this map. In the left we have Megafish on the Spanish. I'm quite excited to see what he's cooking here. Spanish, I'm not sure what is going to be his strategy here. Like I said, Spanish have amazing cannon galleons, so maybe he's going to aim towards that. But I think it's going to be a feudal age galley or fire galley play, followed by castle age land aggression, trying to expand towards those neutral resources, while keeping tabs on the water as well, and only late game transitioning to maybe some sort of conquistador plus cannon galleons on the land, or on the water maybe. I'm quite interested to see what's going on here. I think on water, Armenians are the heavy favorites in the early game, but of course Megafish can look for compensation on the land side of things as well. And that's what I love about these hybrid maps. There's such great dynamics going on. It's such complex maps as Megafish is rushing down a house. Yes, he was housed for a little second there. Chose to basically pull all the villagers off the board. Has to be a little bit tilted over this, as far as I know. And yeah, I have to slow down a little bit because my voice is already a little bit dying a little bit. But I'm still going to power through this game, of course. Does that tower get affected by fletching? Ah, yes it does. Yes it does. It's affected by all the blacksmith upgrades. It's getting the range and it's getting the +1 attack as well. So in theory, you can make this tower stronger and cover more space by doing those upgrades. Yes, that works. It's also affected by chemistry, it's affected by ballistics, just as a normal tower would be. It's just a defensive building, custom building that is on the water side. Alright, I just took a big sip out of my water cup. Both players making their way towards the feudal age. Auriko already a minute of idle time, very, very sloppy. I'm not sure what happened there. That's once again an early lead for a Megafish, and I'm not quite sure why that keeps happening, because usually these players are very, very solid. Maybe it's tiredness, maybe it's exhaustion. I wanted to go for a break. The break didn't last for too long, so maybe he would have liked to get a little bit more of a break. I'm not quite sure. He is going to hit Feudal Age first. Megafish not too far behind though. We see 4 fishing ships versus 4. And both players, oh, this is such a nice symmetry. We have tower, tower, dog, dog, 4 ships, 4 ships. And let's see. So, he has arrived to the feudal age, so did Megafish, and we are queuing up galleys. Auriko is saying my galleys are very, very good with the additional projectile. Also, we have a big space or a big patch of water, so galley micro might actually be great here. Like, usually galleys aren't great to micro versus fire ships if there's not enough space to kite back, but I think this lake is big enough for galleys to actually be very viable here. Megafish deciding to not go for any water unit, and I think that's because he knows that if he tries to contest the water, he's most likely going to lose to Armenian galleys anyway, so wisely deciding not to queue up anything in the dock, not over contesting a already lost fight, because he is going to have a hard time defending this. The galley's already out, probably going for a second one. No, he's going to go right in there. He's doing exactly what Megafish didn't do in the second game. Harassing this fish as early as possible, disrupting the eco. Megafish already on the way up to Castle Age. Auriko is going to taste his own medicine here. Megafish also going towards the stone, and on hybrid maps with the fishing ships, you have potential, especially with the market, to go up so quickly that something like FC Unique Unit is actually a very, very viable play here. So this is going to be Conquistadors all over. I think Megafish just wants to win the game with Conquistadors. That's going to be his plan. I'm interested to see where he drops the castle, if he drops it defensively, or if he's going maybe forward on this open space in front of Auriko's base, or if maybe he tries to put the castle down on one of these neutral goals in order to secure that. Megafish says misclick. Yeah, he X'd on accident in the middle of the map. I'm not quite sure why these fishing ships are still alive. Because Auriko... Oh, I think Auriko's galley couldn't kill them because of the tower, and that's exactly the kind of safety your tower provides. So you don't need to immediately defend your fish with additional ships, because the water is taking care of that. So you can play a little bit more defensive on the land side in the beginning. Also, what have we scouted? Let's do this. Megafish has scouted a lot, actually. He has been everywhere he needed to be. Let's do the same for Auriko as well. Just give me a second. I'm not really in the flow of things yet, but just give me a few sets to cast. Same goes for Auriko. I don't think Auriko knows about this castle. No, he doesn't. It's a very defensive castle for now, but I think it's fine. We want to hide it, and we want to be able to kind of wall off our resources a little bit to make this gold a little bit more safe in case some kind of land aggression comes in. And we are going to go for Kongs. We're going to grab every economy upgrade that we can get. We are getting the archer armor. Also, Auriko sniffing that out, probably just going to queue up some skirms in order to have something on the defensive here. Alright, yep, as we speak, he is queuing up some skirms. He's doing so out of 2 ranges. He is respecting the Conquistadors a lot, and I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. First of all, to expect the Conquistadors, especially if you're up against Spanish with such an early castle age. You have to anticipate the Kongs from coming, and double range skirmishers basically make sure that you have enough skirms to not just completely get wiped and overwhelmed by these Conquistadors with their amazing 16 and default attack. It's such a crazy unit, honestly. But Auriko being a very calm and relaxed, even though there's this big threat coming in, and I think that's a very, very reasonable reaction to the Kongs hitting the field here. We are going to have a little bit of a fight. We have one Fire Gully coming out. Auriko probably not satisfied with not being able to contest these fishing ships here. Now Megafish, while having the cons, is going to go out for some Fire Gullies himself. He is roaming around with the Conquistadors. I think the Conquistadors will try to get into this economy space over here. And yeah, pretty open game so far. Both players still have access to their fish. The Kongs are making their way back here. Auriko has hit Castle Edge in the meantime. He is going for Bosa, of course, the minions. Having a little bit more efficiency on their economy upgrades as well. We are going for the Elite Skirm, and Elite Skirm is in at the perfect time. But the problem is the Elite Skirm is an immobile unit that's out of position. Like, Megafish is going to go in here. I'm not sure if he's going to get any kills here. The first Conquistador already going down. Megafish probably not going to be happy about this one. He's trying to hit the mule card. He's trying to go, gets one villager kill. He's now being chased by the Elite Skirm, who have been out of position, but they're trying to catch up. The TCC is going up for a little bit more safety, and I think Megafish has to keep microing these Conquistadors until the end of day in order to not die to those Elite Skirm. We are walling this part off, maybe trying to catch the Conquistadors. The villager won't be in time. I think that's going to be a dead villager. He is going to be baited by these walls. Very, very good activity by Megafish, but we already know that he has a lot of APM. But he's still trying to snipe those villagers despite being chased by Elite Skirm. That's very good play by Megafish. He got so much value out of those three Kongs, crazy. Even though he's up against Elite Skirm, but also adding a second TC behind this as well. Not getting too far behind in the economy here, but that's very good. I think if these Kongs go down, I think it's fine. Like, these Kongs have had their time, they've had their value, and these Elite Skirm weren't really able to deny the damage. Of course, if those Elite Skirm weren't here, then the Kongs would have killed even more kills. So there is a justification for that, but one Conk is going to be annoying with that as well. As we see another group of Conquistadors entering the door, and how do you defend this? Like, Kongs are such an annoying unit. They're just so strong, they're mobile, they have high attack. And the skirmishers now are kind of in a better position, but we still snipe a villager. Like, Kongs are such a crazy unit. And Auriko, despite being to the second TC earlier, will have an economy disadvantage here because already Megafish killed so many vills. It's a 4-0 equal KD, and that's exactly the villager lead he has right now. In the meantime, adding the second TC, we see the idle time for Auriko already adding up, and this is a very, very good start in this early castle age, for Megafish. I'm not quite sure. I think the game's still wide open. I think both players still have grounds to win this game. Are minions, monks any good? Could go monk defense? Usually that is my go-to defense word ball. I think how I defend fast castle Kongs against Spanish is double monastery monks. But you have to be very careful to have enough monks and early enough monks in order to make sure that you have that Spanish don't get to those conquistador numbers to be able to simply one-shot the monks, because in low numbers the monks will actually just die before they can get any conversions. So monks is a very fragile but efficient defense, but very risky. Skirmishers a bit more reliable, but very, very costly at that. So yeah, I think monks would have also worked. Auriko now trying to go for the 30C. I think long term Armenians with their more efficient economy upgrades have the better economy, while Megafish has more flexibility in its factory and also the better land units. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting matchup. I don't think that's two civs that we see meet very often in the game, so I'm excited to see it right here. I think we should try to plug these holes to not let the conquistadors, or to not grant the conquistadors such easy access. But yeah, for now, the pace of the game has slowed down a bit. Auriko, not Auriko, Megafish doing a very good thing, expanding with a 30C towards the top here, already contesting a little bit of the neutral stones. And Auriko now is forced to make a decision if he wants to contest the top gold, or the more common decision to say, okay, my opponent is taking the top gold, I'm just going towards the bottom gold myself in order to make that even. Megafish already looking if Auriko is going to go out here, very, very smart, being active with his army, that's what he's known for. Already trying to sniff out if his opponent opponent maybe send some villagers here that he could snipe, or maybe if there's a TC up already. And so far he's still booming on 3 TCs inside of his base, not feeling the need to expand just yet. Already going for a second dog, he has expanded his fishing ships. But still, Megafish is still has more economy units on the field, and I like his position actually, I think. Also, heavy plow in Castle Age. That's something we don't see every day on hybrid maps. Because usually you can rely on your fish. Obviously this is only, that's not deep sea fish, this is shore fish. Gathered by boats, that's a little bit slower compared to the deep sea fish. So maybe he feels the need to heavily farm, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look at this. Despite this being a hybrid map, we have 26 farms. Both players actually heavily on farms at this point. So we might even see an Imperial Age battle coming in, because none of the players has managed to deal like a very, very fatal or mortal blow here. And do you remember when I said that this is going to be a heavy contested game on water? That's exactly what we didn't see, funnily enough, because Spanish decided to force the aggression on land. Auriko was forced to produce land military, so by the strategy choice of Megafish and by the civilization choice, we went into a game that couldn't be played on water, because if Auriko just played water, he would have completely died to the Kongs. He had to invest that wood into some sort of buildings and units that are able to deny or kind of fend off this early Castle Age spike with the Conquistadors. And I think that's exactly why we are only just now seeing the players go to water. Auriko, therefore, he has queued up 2 war galleys in the dock. Same in this dock, there's also one. And what's the relic situation? Auriko already having 2 relics. Of course he's Armenian, so with his first fortified church he gets one for free. Has picked up another one, so from now on he will have that trickle of gold. He did go for pikemen. As a reaction to the stable that Megafish is putting down in order to secure a little bit of map control. We are going to trade sides. Auriko going forward here with a castle in front of all these gold piles. He's just saying, okay Megafish, you're not going to take any of my gold down here. And if you want to do it, you're gonna have to go past my castle. Also, putting the castle next to these lily pads means that he now has a space where he can safely dock as well if he chooses to. He is going for galleys, so now we are seeing this transition on the water. In the meantime, he still has to think about the land aggression that is coming in by the knights as well, as we already see a big mass of knights coming in. That's 10 knights with just 1 armor right now, but I think Megafish is, I'm getting them confused already. Megafish is going to go for the upgrades fairly soon. That's what I'm going to expect. I also expect Auriko to put a TC down here afterwards, after this castle goes up, or some sort of drop-off point. He is going for the 3rd relic. The monk not yet tasked back. Now he is. It's going to be 3-0 relics for Megafish, for Auriko. I'm still confusing the players. So in the long run, Auriko will have that massive gold advantage. The second armor for the Cav is now going in, as we see a perfect symmetry again. We have the exact same castle that Auriko put on the bottom, we now see at the top, and this is going to be interesting. We might see a game, Auriko already clicking up to him, that's very, very strong, while Megafish is a bit more on the Castle Age all inside with these knights. And these knights are basically the reason why Megafish isn't imp and Auriko is, because he's choosing to go for heavy Castle Age army, now engaging on the skirms. These skirms should go down, and he has to do damage with those knights. If he doesn't do damage with those knights, the Imperial Age power spike from Auriko will hit. And this is going to be a game where a red is pushing from the top and Auriko is pushing in the bot, on the bot side. This is going to be a clockwise push from both players, and I wouldn't even be surprised to see a base trade here. Ice Cold Beverages. Okay, I'm just going to say ice from now on. And this is a tournament. This is only a show match. The tournament hasn't started. The signups are still open. The tournament is called Specialist Cup. The name comes from the concept behind it. I'm going to send you the link. Is the MTC gonna go down? Oh, that's an interesting question actually. Oh, that is the MTC! That is the MTC, that's a very great catch, but he doesn't know, Megafish doesn't know, he's diving underneath the TCs. He's going for the, oh, the pikemen are trying to defend this and the TC stays up. I think he could have denied him here. He could have denied him here. If he just stayed at the TC, that's very crazy. The game would have ended right then and there if that's the case. Please zoom in a little more often. I can do that definitely. This is only my third stream, so I apologize if the streaming quality isn't as good as it used to, but I'm definitely going to take your feedback to heart. I will tell you all about the tournament that's coming up here. If there wasn't so much action going on, we see the knights flooding into Auriko's economy as he hits them successfully. Megafish has queued him behind this, as we see rams and skirmishers pushing their way towards you. I'm not quite sure what this TC is doing. And thank you, no problem. This could have been pushed back by those knights probably, because there's only 4 pikemen. These 4 pikemen can be overwhelmed by these knights. I think these knights are going to clear everything. They're going to clear the skirms, they're going to clear the rams. So, but only if they go for the pikemen first. If the pikemen get way too many hits here, I think we can actually lose this fight. Even though, and Auriko's calling the GG! The knights have raided this game to death! Crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And Megafish, our TCC Knight champion, wins over the supposedly higher seed in Auriko. And that's crazy. I think he's going to be very happy with the performance, especially since Auriko had a very dominant performance in Game 1. Megafish, who doubted himself before going into this game, he told me that he wasn't the favorite for this. And he pulled the series back, coming from a 1-0, being 1-0 down against Auriko after a very demoralizing game, clawing his way back on Isthmus into this game, and right here he was such a cutthroat. He basically, what happened here, both players went for a push on the side. He defended the push, while his push with the knights was very deadly, killed a lot of vills. And that basically spelled the end of the game here. Megafish, very well played. I'm happy you're here in the chat as well. And this was an awesome set. I'm going to give this to T-Time. T-Time has to cast this on his POV. I want everyone to see those games. Those games are super freaking awesome. The Civ choices, the strategy, the execution, it's just crazy. Like, Megafish, very well played. You just beat the TCC champion of the higher bracket in that Showmatch. He's a smurf? Yeah, probably. So, for those who are new, we are currently hosting, or I'm currently hosting, proud to call me the host of the tournament, the Aoe2 Specialist Cup. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time. The Specialist Cup is all about players being able to choose what sort of play style or what map category they want to play in. Basically, if you're a big fan of hybrid or water, you can sign in for the water map pool or for the hybrid map pool or for the open land map pools. We have separate map pools for each of the categories, and you can sign up for up to 2 categories, and we are going to build brackets and divisions around those categories. So we have full open land map drafts, we have full water drafts, and each category you will play your own tournament and basically against other players from that category. And if you want to know more, just feel free to read the handbook, go to Discord, chat with people, give us feedback, because signups are still open until the 28th of August. The more players we have, the better we can put that new format on display. So I'll just invite you to the Discord, join up, and we are going to see way more awesome games similar to this set right here.